Equality and diversity is essential for business. It's a 21st century business prerogative. It's not a nice to have and it's not on the fringes. It should be core to everything we do.
It's important that you have not just got this one face of a business. You've got to make sure that you're representing the different cultures in the different communities in which we live and work.
I think we need to start changing the conversation a bit. I think we need to be tapping into the skill set that we've got on our doorstep, investing in our local communities, expanding within our local communities so that the UK can continue to grow outside of London.
We've all heard about Northern Powerhouse, and that's about bringing some balance back to the north-south divide, if you like.
Diversity and inclusion is really important to Pins & Masons because we're passionate about creating an inclusive culture where all of our staff and workforce, regardless of their gender, race, sexual orientation or religion, can really achieve, their full potential.
We've got 7 strong universities here in the north of England with a wealth of talent that's coming out of it. We want to be in a position where we can attract people like that to stay in the region, which all adds to the credibility, the capital resource of the region. And unless we can do that, we're not going to thrive.
At the moment, we see most of the equality and diversity narrative coming from the very senior leadership, often with very little penetration down below, and that's devastating.
It's the right thing to do. It enables us to attract the best talent and retain the best talent within our business. It also enables us to make really strong and deep connections with our clients, our colleagues and our communities. And really, that's why diversity and inclusion is so important to Pins & Masons.
I think the biggest thing that any company could do is ensure that whatever their agenda is around diversity and inclusion, it has to be tied into the business agenda. It has to be tied into the strategy. You have to be able to see this as commercially viable and commercially important as well as morally and ethically important. The two go hand in hand.
So EY's become involved in CIC, creating inclusive cultures, because it reflects what we're doing. As a company, we see a commercial imperative to be inclusive, to have people working at their very best.
What we've realised is that 38% of our workforce is over the age of 50. And coming through from schools and colleges and universities is a brand new generation of employees.
Equality and diversity is essential because it means that people are allowed to function at their absolute best without having to shroud bits of their identity for fear of marginalisation.
So by joining the partnership, it will help us to look at other industries and other ways of working, also help us to share best practice. I'm sure there's various different ways that other people are trying to attract different cultures and different inclusiveness. So I think it's very much about working with each other to try and get the best out of this for the north of England.
So what we need to do is to bridge the gap between the older generation and the younger generation, develop coaching mechanisms and making us an attractive employer in the north.
Collaboration is how we solve our most complex problems. That's what we need. It's a little bit of the inclusion piece in a nutshell, right? Getting people who are from different industries, different sectors, with different ideas, different even levels of expertise, to come together to really analyse the challenge of diversity and inclusion within our workplaces.
Leeds is a very prosperous city, growing city, and continues to grow in lots of different industries. So I think it's important that we do it together.
So the north of England, in my case, is what I'm particularly interested in. That will work better, stronger, faster. It'll be more competitive. That's good for the economy as a whole, and it's good for, myself and us at EY.
I just feel so proud that we are part of that. And the fact that we've got all these businesses that all want to do the same thing, and it's not just about those organisations individually, it's about what is good for this city, which is a different way of looking at things to how we've done things historically.